I can't believe how long this is taking me to do, and the motivation is very much dwindling. So let's do more of a chuck out of expired makeup. And this handful, I'm sure there's another palette somewhere from this brand, but this handful of palettes, I decided to put them all together because same size, same shape, and they kind of look like a nice little stack. So you may be able to recognize these. These are the Anastasia of Beverly Hills palettes. I don't even think they make them like this anymore. Maybe, I'm not sure, but let's do a chuck out. Let's start off with a palette that I think most people owned in that era, and it was the Modern Renaissance palette. If you don't remember or you don't know this palette, it was reds and rosies and oranges. It was a very warm palette, and I loved this palette. And I actually used my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. That burnt orange one is well used. I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell, but I loved this palette. It was beautiful. Now, even the velvety cover of it is a little bit moldy. The next palette for the chuck out is the ABH Soft Glam palette. I used this palette to death. Some of those colors, you can see that I've hit pan on, but I loved this palette so much. I used it every single day for a really long time because you could go smoky or you could go really neutral, and I love a warm eyeshadow look. So goodbye Soft Glam. And of course, I also had the Subculture palette, which some people really hated, but I was one of the people that really loved this palette. It had really nice cool shades and it had really nice warm shades. It was just an everything palette. I really loved it. But yeah, it wasn't something that you could use every day, but I definitely love those mustard shades. They were really soft powders. They were super, super pigmented powders. And I think that's why people hated it. It's just how soft the eyeshadows were. But I really loved it, and I loved the Subculture palette. It's really weird. I just noticed that some of the Modern Renaissance, 6 months. Soft Glam, 18 months. Prism palette, 6 months. And Subculture palette, 6 months. What's with that? The next palette is the Sultry palette. And it's all sparkly, different cover, but same size. And if you really like the bronzers, this was the palette for you. And it was beautiful. And it was a nice little shock of pink in there as well. If you wanted that in your crease, that was really nice. But this is a really nice palette. Again, ABH just has really nice eyeshadows. Well, the eyeshadows that are made in the US, then the smaller palettes, I think from the Norvina palettes, I think are made in China. But the ones that are made in the US are really, really soft. Yeah, and this one is 18 months. The last palette from ABH is the Riviera palette. Very yacht themed. Very colorful palette. Also completely unwearable for the day-to-day. I didn't really use this palette much at all. There's like a really nice bronze shade that's in there, but other than that, it still has the glass sticker on. Here, let's peel that before I chuck it out, because that's always so satisfying. So that's the end of my ABH collection. These are all being tossed out now.